Hey, my friends, Coach Powers here, and today I want to talk about a metaphor that I've used in my coaching that I think fits perfectly when trying to frame how we should navigate our recovery, right? So the idea is this, that benzo recovery is like rock climbing. And some of you might remember a book called Death Grip by, I believe the author's name was Matt Samet, right? And I thought of this when I actually came up with this idea one day, just talking. That benzo recovery is like rock climbing. It's a metaphor. And what do I mean by that? I mean, when you're climbing a mountain, right? And this certainly feels like we're climbing a mountain here, right? I always say it's like learning how to climb Mount Everest without any experience, being thrown on Mount Everest and say, go. And there's no rope. Go. That's my analogy or metaphor for benzos. But like that, take that situation. Now we're climbing the mountain, right? You're gripping onto the mountain. How do you proceed? What are the rules, so to speak? Oh, number one, don't look down. Don't look down, right? You look down, you're going to become disoriented, overwhelmed. You're gonna feel like you're gonna fall, and you'll probably lose hope. Now, what do I mean by looking down and the metaphor analogy of benzos? I mean, don't look backwards. So many of us look backwards. Oh my God, look how long it's been. Look at everything I lost. Look at everything behind me that I feel like I'm slipping away from because I have to climb up the mountain, not down. We're not climbing back down, right? We're trying to get up this mountain. I can't look backwards. I can't look down. Number two, don't look up, right? Don't look up. If you look up, you're going to say, oh my God, look how much further I have to go. And then you're going to feel completely overwhelmed, completely hopeless. And you're going to start thinking, I can't make it. It's too high. It's too far. It's too far. Oh my God, I don't have a rope. Then you'll start to think about things that are scary. Like I could have sworn I saw someone fall off the mountain before, or maybe you're in different benzo forums and you think you've seen people falling off the mountain or sliding down the mountain. You might think, what if indeed I grab the wrong spot and I slide back down the mountain and now I got to go back up again? The whole thing will become paralyzing. If you look down, you will become paralyzed. If you look up, you will become paralyzed. So what's the method here? The method is you just put your hand at the next spot. That's all you're ever doing, is you're looking here and now, present, straight ahead. Where's the next place I can put my hand? And it's almost formulaic, right? You take some problem solving, some strategizing. You've got to see your next few moves. You say, I'm going to put my hand there, and then I'm going to stabilize, and I'm going to reach up a little bit, and then when I feel stable here, then I'm going to reach over to this place, and then I'm going to pull myself up even higher. Now, don't you do? You don't say, okay, I'm going to reach here, and then I'm going to jump up and try to grab that rock way up there. It's too risky. It's not about that. It's about micro movements at a time. I start here, and then I here, and I'm slowly scaffolding, climbing my way up like that, right? So I don't know how to turn that off. That's so annoying. So think of it like rock climbing, guys. That's the metaphor here, or the analogy. Every day you're not looking down, you're not looking up, you're just looking at where you can put your hand for that next move. And you're thinking about it like that. It's delicate. It's a gentle process. Rock climbers are not just, gripping the rock, wildly, and it's not about a lot of strength. When you see rock climbers, they're not big bodybuilders and such, right? It's gentle. It's flexibility, it's patience, it's problem solving, it's making small movements at a time. Now, sometimes when you're climbing the rock, you have to come down a little bit, right? Like you go up one side and then you go, oh, I got stuck here. There's nothing else for me to reach here. So sometimes it's okay to come back down a little bit, hold, stabilize, and then recalibrate. Look for where else to grip. Okay, there we go. We're going to come up this left side of the mountain now a little bit. And then you go up. It's a constant, gradual problem solving, right? You're not to be anxious. no more than however you feel. I'm sure rock climbers can feel anxiety, but they don't feed into the fears. They don't feed into the thoughts, oh my God, what if I never make it? What if I slide down? What if I'm stuck on this mountain forever? You can't think about that. It's a flow state. It's almost an art form. And dare I say, coming off benzos, if you talk to someone who's really figured it out, I think they'll tell you that there's a science, but there's an art to it as well. Right? That I got better through the act and the process of it, of refining and figuring out what works, figuring out what doesn't work, changing my relationship with fear, which I hammer on so much. And when you do that, you can start to disengage from the rumination and all those scary thoughts, not the intrusive thoughts, because you don't really have control over that, but the rumination. You're not sitting there stuck on the mountain, with paralysis by analysis. You're able to gradually keep moving. So one more time, guys, analogy for beating benzos, right, is become like the rock climber. You don't look down or backwards. You don't look up, right? You don't just, try to force your way through everything. It's not about strength or speed, right? It's patience, it's endurance, it's intelligence, and it's making small movements, looking straight ahead at the here and now, what we can change and what we can do until we reach the top. And you'll do this for a long time, and every once in a while you might take a moment to stop and look down or up, really just to sort of reset yourself. That's okay, right? You're just trying to reset yourself at that point. And maybe you can say, wow, look how far I've come, right? That's a whole different way of looking at it. Wow, look how far I've come. It's so different than saying, God, look at all I've lost, or look at how much further I have to go. All right? So think about that. I've never read Matt Samet's book, Death Grip, but I just cannot see how that he wouldn't use this metaphor in that. In fact, I'm guessing the entire book is a metaphor for what I'm saying, but I might be wrong. Maybe it's a book about how climbing overcame his last remnants of fear. I don't know. But anyway, that's my idea, my thoughts on it. So let me know what you think. Keep your head up. You are healing. You will heal. Say it out loud. I'm healing. It's going to be beautiful on the other side, my friends.
Hey everyone, I'm Coach Powers, and I'm excited to announce the launch of my new online Benzo Recovery School. The school launched with Module 1 and will have a total of 4 modules, each module with a dozen or more video lessons. Here are some contents in Module 1. This creates the basis for my recovery program. If you know anything about my approach to benzo recovery, you know I'm a bit different than other benzo coaches in that I do not subscribe to the lay and pray model of recovery. Instead, I believe benzo injury is a kind of neurological injury that requires neurological rehabilitation. This neurological rehabilitation encompasses learning how to access our good chemistry while also reducing the so-called bad chemistry, cortisol and adrenaline, and also learning how to lull down our hypervigilant limbic system. This includes learning techniques in CBT, DBT, mindfulness therapy, and neuroplasticity building. Now, I've studied clinical psychology for the last 15 years of my life, and my benzo recovery program encompasses the same things that I use to make my own recovery after a 10-year, 40 milligram Valium dependence. My recovery program observes 4 stages of recovery with 3 tiers of development. In fact, my stages are all focused on development. This makes them different than the 3 obvious stages of recovery, which include the pre-taper, the taper, and post-taper. Instead, my stages serve as a kind of developmental roadmap, with each stage serving as a bridge to the following stage. These 4 stages include Stage 1, restoring hope, Stage 2, the new beginning, Stage 3, the montage, and Stage 4, coming home. Perhaps most importantly, each stage has 3 key learning goals and also 3 key roadblocks. These stages revealed themselves to me after years of working with literally thousands of people from all around the world. After enough experience, you begin to see patterns and trends, and you see where people triumph and what roadblocks can prevent them from moving forward. Now remember, just because you may have come off your benzo doesn't mean you automatically reach Stage 4, the final stage. Again, these are developmental stages, which is why someone can come off of their benzo and still be stuck in their recovery. In fact, it's entirely possible to come off of your benzo and be stuck in stage 1. Here are some other features the online Benzo Recovery School offers. Aside from being a school, it's also a positive focused support group. And believe me when I tell you, my students are a different breed of benzo warriors. They are wise, they are driven, and they understand the mission. I, Coach Powers, will also be doing live video Q&A weekly in the community, talking, teaching, and answering questions from all of you. There will be downloadable resources such as a rumination and exposure therapy log, templates for checklists, and much more. Additionally, there will be new Benzo sleep affirmation videos exclusive for the school, as well as new and early original content. There will be a regular Benzo blog, Benzo-related news, and even a private early screening for my Benzo Recovery feature film, Lake of Fire. All of this and only for a special introductory rate of $30 monthly while time lasts. So come join the positive community and let's work together on facilitating our recovery. See you there.